fifth grade classroom. It sounds like a joke, but it's not. And tonight we are praying to give away $2 million on Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? All right, kids, you ready to meet your new classmates? He is a 35-year-old rabbi who graduated from French Elementary School in Long Island, New York. Please welcome Rabbi Rick Brody. Rabbi Rick, how are you?
I'm great.
Welcome to the classroom.
Great to be here.
Look at young Rabbi Rick. You look like one of the kids I would have wanted to sit next to. You look like a smart kid in school, were you?
I was pretty smart in school, yeah.
So as a rabbi, you're a teacher, so I guess you kind of feel at home in the classroom.
That's right, learning and asking questions and hopefully answering them. That's what it's
that's
all
a
about.
big part of being a rabbi, right, is asking questions. Well, tonight we get to ask the questions. Now, here's the cool thing. Let me tell you how it works in here. We're going to give you 10 subjects. They range first grade through the fifth grade. You get all 10 of these right, we're going to give you one more question. You get it right, you are walking out of here with $1 million. Rabbi Rick, here's the cool thing. There are people to help you in this classroom. They are these 5 fifth graders. Let me introduce them. Jonathan, Jenna, Olivia, Bryce, and Francesca. All right, Rabbi Rick, pick one of them. Let's get started.
I'm going to start with Francesca.
Francesca, come on up here. Woo! All right, I think it's time to find out, is Rabbi Rick Brody smarter than a fifth grader? All right, Francesca. If you had to help the rabbi with a couple of subjects, what would they be, Francesca?
I like animal science, health, and spelling.
Oh, well, that's good news, Rabbi, because it's 2 first grade and a second grade question, but it's your pick.
Let's get it started with first grade animal science.
First grade animal science, all right. It's worth $1,000. Here is the question. Which of the following terms refers to a group of fish? Platoon, pride, or school? Which of the following terms refers to a group of fish? Platoon, pride, or school? Francesca has locked in her answer. Now, I'm thinking as a rabbi, you know a little bit about fish, right?
Yeah, fish come up sometimes.
Lox,
That's right.
whitefish.
Which of the following terms refers to a group of fish? It's very appropriate given our setting, and I've got some good fish helping me out here in school. The answer is C, school. I'm gonna lock it in.
Wow. Well, Rabbi Rick, a group of gefilte fish is called a school. You've got $1,000. You've got 1,000. We could double it very quickly. There's 9 subjects remaining. Time to pick another one.
All right, Francesca said she's good at health. Let's go first grade health.
First grade health, all right. It is worth $2,000. Here's the question. The thigh is located on what part of the human body? The leg, the arm, or the neck? The thigh is located on what part of the human body? The leg, the arm, or the neck? Francesca has locked in her answer.
Thigh is located on what part of the human body? The thigh is located on the leg. A leg, locking it in.
Francesca said the same thing. You are both right. You got $2,000. Good job, Francesca. Nothing to it, huh?
Pretty good, pretty good.
8 subjects remaining. You have 4 classmates to pick from. Let's choose another one.
Let's go with Jonathan.
Jonathan, come on up here. All right, Jonathan, we have 8 subjects up there. First grade is gone. If you had to help the rabbi with a couple, what would you say?
I would probably say math or literature.
He said math or literature. We have a second grade and a 5th grade question.
I'll keep it low, work my way up. Let's go second grade math.
Second grade math, all right. You ready? The second grade math question worth $5,000 is, what is the highest 2-digit even number? What is the highest 2-digit even number? Jonathan has locked in his answer.
All right, the highest 2-digit even number, well, the highest 2-digit number is 99, because right after that is 100, and that's 3 digits. And 99 is an odd number, so we'll go one down below that to 98. 98, locking it in.
What is the highest 2-digit even number? It is 98. You've got $5,000. You're making this look easy. Now, it says on your card that your mom was a school teacher, huh?
Yeah. Yep, she taught high school social studies, world history. So when we get a little further up, hopefully, I'll be able to lean on her wisdom that she's
We've got a 3rd grade world history, no social studies. You were the spelling bee champ. How are you at spelling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the champ.
There's a confidence builder.
Well, I'm going to go ahead with second grade spelling.
Second grade spelling, all right. You've got $5,000. We can turn it into $10,000 right now. The second grade spelling question worth $10,000 is coming up when we come back. Welcome back to Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader? In the classroom tonight, we have a rabbi and a priest. We are trying to give away a couple of $1 million. You're doing great so far. You've got $5,000. We're about to play for $10,000. Now, I know you brought some people here to support you. You want to introduce them to us quickly?
Sure. I've got my beautiful wife, Rachel, our 4-year-old daughter, Noah, sitting on her lap. And then behind them, we've got some members of my congregation.
Oh, wow.
Shalom and West Covina.
So while you're thinking, they're over there praying, right? That you'll have the right answer, yeah.
Any little bit of prayer helps.
Does it make you nervous with him up here?
Yes.
Yes, does it really?
But you know what? He's doing great.
He is doing great. And so far, he's got $5,000. We're about to try to turn it into $10,000. You selected second grade spelling. Here it is. How many times does the letter E appear in the following word? The word is argument. How many times does the letter E appear in the word argument? Jonathan has locked in his answer.
How many times does the letter E appear in the following word? Argument. In this case, the E at the end of argue drops off. So it's one time. Locking it in.
You said the letter E appears in the word argument one time. Olivia, how many times do you think the letter E appears in the word argument?
2.
2. Let's take a look at the board and see what Jonathan said. Jonathan said the letter E appears in the word argument 2. Kids, you can learn something from the former spelling bee champ. The letter E appears in argument one time. You're absolutely right, Rabbi Rick. You got $10,000. There it is. Nicely done. Jonathan has to return to the classroom.
Excellent job. Great.
How you feeling?
Great.
We need to get this next question right. Because up until this point, if you had flunked out of school, you would have left us with nothing. You get this next one right, you're walking out of here with no less than $25,000. 6 subjects, 3 classmates is trying to pick another one.
Let's go to Olivia.
Olivia, come on up here.
All right.
How are you today?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. This is kind of fun, isn't it?
Yes.
He's doing great. He's very calm, isn't he?
Yes. Very calm. Very unusual.
Yeah. But you were doing very well. You have all your cheats left. You have 6 subjects remaining, 2 3rd grade, 2 4th grade, and 2 5th grade. Olivia, if you had to help him, what would you say?
3rd grade world history or the 4th grade ancient cultures?
3rd grade world history and 4th grade ancient cultures.
All right. My mom taught world history, so let's go with 3rd grade world history.
3rd grade world history, all right. Let's see if we can make Mom proud. The 3rd grade world history question worth $25,000, Rabbi, is this. Christopher Columbus made his 1492 transatlantic voyage under the sponsorship of Ferdinand and Isabella, who were the king and queen of what country? That's a long sentence. Christopher Columbus made his 1492 transatlantic voyage under the sponsorship of Ferdinand and Isabella, who were the king and queen of what country? Olivia has locked in her answer.
This is actually a very important period in Jewish history. In 1492 began the Spanish Inquisition, and a lot of Jews fled along with Christopher Columbus, and they were fleeing Spain. Spain was the sponsoring country of Columbus, so it is Spain.
All right. Christopher Columbus made his 1492 transatlantic voyage under the sponsorship of Ferdinand and Isabella, who were the king and queen of what country? You said Spain. You're absolutely right. You got $25,000. Good job. Rabbi. Now, I don't know, as a rabbi, if you get to meet very many rednecks. I will tell you something that we have in common, though. We both know how to throw a good party. And I've got to tell you this, because the best wedding that I ever went to in my life, I went to one Jewish wedding, and you guys know how to throw a wedding.
We do.
I had no idea what I was doing, and my wife the whole way home was like, I cannot believe you. But I was out there dancing, singing, have a tequila, have a tequila. And my wife is like, that is not the words to the song. Rabbi, look at this. We're halfway to the $1 million question. Woo! Wow. You have all your cheats left. This is my favorite question on the board because you risk nothing. No reason not to answer it. Even if you miss it, you have $25,000. What would you do with $25,000?
Buy a hybrid car, take the family to Israel, and maybe give a little back to the synagogue.
There we go. All right, well, all noble things. All right.
All right, well, I'm going to go a little out of order here because Olivia said that she's good at ancient cultures. So, 4th grade ancient cultures.
Oh, wow, okay, leaving a 3rd grade question on the board. 4th grade ancient cultures. It's worth $50,000. The question is, coming up when we come back. Welcome back to the classroom. Tonight we have a rabbi and a priest and a redneck. Our Rabbi Rick Brody is doing a terrific job. You've got $25,000. Let's turn it into 50, all right?
Let's do it. Yeah! $50,000!
You ready to see it?
Yep.
The fourth grade ancient cultures question is, in Greek mythology, what creature had the head of a bull and the body of a man? In Greek mythology, what creature had the head of a bull and the body of a man? Olivia has locked in her answer. What do we know about Greek mythology?
Well, I know the first thing that came to my mind was the Minotaur, and then I thought about it, and I know that the Taur part, like Taurus, is referring to the bull, and I guess the min part is referring to a man. So that confirms my initial thought, which is that it is a Minotaur, and I'm gonna lock that in.
I was just about to say you still have all your cheats left, and you did not care to use any of them. And you can't take them with you when you leave, so you might as well use them while you're here. In Greek mythology, what creature had the head of a bull and the body of a man? You said...
Minotaur.
And I say, Mazel Tov, you've got $50,000. I'm impressed. You have two fifth grade, a fourth grade, and a third grade question remaining before the $1 million question. You have all your cheats left. You have two classmates yet to pick from. Choose one of them.
Pick me!
Let's go with Bryce.
Bryce, come on up here, Bryce. Bryce, we need to get to the $1 million question. If you had to help the rabbi, which questions would you recommend that he go with?
Music or grammar?
Third grade or a fourth grade question?
All right, I'm glad he likes music because I'm ready to take care of third grade music.
Third grade music? All right, listen carefully. The third grade music question, worth $100,000, is this. True or false? By definition, all operas are sung in Italian. True or false? By definition, all operas are sung in Italian. Bryce has locked in his answer. Are you a fan of the opera?
I don't know opera too well, but I've been to a couple, and operas can be sung in any language. There are lots of German operas, there are English operas. I don't even know if most of them are in Italian, but I definitely know that this statement, all operas are sung in Italian, is false.
I said a little earlier you had all your cheats left and you can't use them on the $1 million question. I thought maybe you might even want to peek at what Bryce said. True or false? By definition, all operas are sung in Italian. Bryce said false.
All right.
That sound kosher?
That's kosher.
I was going to tell you something because it was for $100,000 and it's a true or false question. There was a way you could do it where you would guarantee yourself getting the right answer. You could have peeked at his paper. In this case, he said false. You could have said true. You would have guaranteed yourself $100,000. In this case, Bryce cannot save you. And the key to the question, I think, is by definition. By definition, all operas are sung in Italian. You said false. He can't save you. The answer is false. You got $100,000.
$100,000. Good job. Good job. All right. $100,000.
$175,000 when we come back. Don't go away. Welcome back to Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? Rabbi Rick Brody is taking this redneck to school tonight. You have $100,000. You have 3 subjects remaining before the $1 million question. The next correct answer is worth $175,000. Kind of climbing the ladder here. You've had a strategy. Right now we have 2 fifth grade and 1 fourth grade question up there. Which one would you like?
I like them all, but I'm really strong at grammar, so I'm going to go ahead 4th grade grammar.
4th grade grammar. All right. It is worth $175,000. The 4th grade grammar question is, what word is the pronoun in the following sentence? Everyone, including Jenna and Olivia, was afraid of taking the math exam. What word is the pronoun in the following sentence? Everyone, including Jenna and Olivia, was afraid of taking the math exam. Bryce has locked in his answer. Now, Rabbi, you said you like grammar.
Yep. All right, everyone, including Jenna and Olivia, was afraid of taking the math exam. Jenna and Olivia are not pronouns, they are proper nouns. Then there's exam, but that's just a common noun. Everyone is a pronoun standing in for all of the people. So everyone is the pronoun in this sentence, everyone.
Every one of my students is in agreement. Rabbi Rick, take a look at the board and let's see what I wrote. You have added $150,000. What are you going to do with that amount of money?
I'm going to put away some for my family, my 4-year-old daughter and our 11-week-old son, and would give some to some other charities, including fighting the genocide in Darfur.
Oh, good for you. That is awesome. You have 2 subjects on the board, both 5th grade questions. The top of the ladder, you have 1 classmate that you have not used yet. Jenna, come on up here, sweetie.
All right. Go for it.
And we all know you were saving the best for last, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Only 2 subjects up there. Rabbi, which one scares you the most?
I feel really good about both. U.S. history, that was my major in college, so I'm going with 5th grade U.S. history.
Wow. You were a history major.
Yep.
Where'd you go to college?
I went to Yale University.
To Yale.
That's cool. You're smart then.
Well,
I might not be smarter than a 5th grader, though.
You should be if you went to Yale.
well, hold on a minute. He did go to Yale, but I got a question for you. Have you seen any of the Yale graduates that we've had on the show in the past?
No.
Take a look at the board. Let's recap some of that.
I'm gonna say Mercury.
The correct answer is Explorer. I am so sorry, Steve.
I'm gonna lock in Wyoming.
Olivia said Colorado.
Olivia.
Olivia is correct. I am so sorry. Both of them left with $25,000. You can safely say you are the highest winning Yale graduate to appear on this show. Unless you answer incorrectly and are not saved, then you could drop down to $25,000. Now, since you always lock in so fast and you never give me a chance to explain your cheats, I'm going to do it before I ask the question. Let me tell you what they are. You have a peek, which means you can peek it or answer. If you like it, you can go with it. If not, you can go with your own. You have a copy, which means you must take the answer your classmate at the podium has written down. And you have a save, meaning if you answer incorrectly, but she has the right answer, she can save you. And I don't think a peek violates any of the commandments, does it?
It depends what you're peeking at, but...
Oh, well. He's doing the jokes now. All right, Rabbi, don't answer too quickly.
Okay.
It is worth $300,000. A lot of family and friends and Yale alumni have their fingers crossed right now. The 5th grade U.S. history question, worth $300,000, is coming up after the break. Welcome back to the classroom. It is a fun night. But Rabbi Rick Brody has got $175,000. He selected 5th grade U.S. history for the $300,000 question. You ready to hear it?
Ready.
Here we go. In the 1850s, the United States bought about 30,000 square miles of land as part of the Gadsden Purchase. The land is now part of 2 U.S. states. Name them both. In the 1850s, the United States bought about 30,000 square miles of land as part of the Gadsden Purchase. The land is now part of 2 U.S. states. Name them both. Jenna has locked in her answer.
1850s, came right after the gold rush of 1849. And so I'm pretty sure that we're talking California and Arizona. But I've got all my cheats left, so I'm going to take a peek at Jenna. Peek.
Okay, before... Okay. You want to peek. Now, once you peek, you cannot drop out of school. I said to you, do not lock in too quickly here. Because I was just about to remind you that you could walk out of here with $175,000. But you decided to lock in. You wanted to peek. What are you thinking?
Thinking something different now. I'm thinking, well, I was thinking California and Arizona, but maybe it's California and Nevada.
Well, you locked in a peek.
Yeah.
Let's see what your classmate had to say. In the 1850s, the United States bought about 30,000 square miles of land as part of the Gadsden Purchase. The land is now part of 2 U.S. states. Name them both. Jenna said Georgia and Florida.
I'm pretty sure that's not it. So I'm going to stick with my thought about California, and now I just need to decide if we're going to say Nevada or Arizona. And I'm thinking, I know the gold was found up in Northern California, and if you just go due east of San Francisco and those areas, you get to Nevada. And I'm also thinking that maybe Arizona came with New Mexico, and I guess the answer could be the 2 of them, but I'm pretty sure if we're talking 1850s, California's got to be one of them because that's where the gold rush was. So I'm going to say California and Nevada.
You want to lock that in?
I'm just gonna wait 1 second because you've been telling me I've been hitting it too fast, so just gonna let that sink in. 150,000 to give back. California and Nevada, I'm locking it in.
Raquel, you look nervous.
Yeah.
Why?
Maybe you should have walked.
He should have walked. What do you think it is?
Not sure.
Not sure. Let's take a look at the board over here. Let's see what Bryce said. Bryce said New Mexico and Arizona.
That's it.
If you could change your answer right now, what would you do?
I would change it
You would change it to
Arizona and New Mexico.
what the 10-year-old boy said,
Yeah,
as opposed to what the Yale graduate thought.
right.
Here we are again. Our third Yale graduate comes on the show. Hits the button so fast it looks like he's playing a game of whack-a-mole. Bryce is right. It is Arizona and New Mexico. California did become a state in the 1850s, but it had nothing to do with the Gadsden Purchase.
Right.
Now, you still have enough money for the car and the trip to Israel.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
I hate it that we gave money back. You have been a pleasure.
Thank you.
You have a beautiful family.
Thank you.
We promised at the top of the show we had $2 million set aside tonight for a priest and a rabbi. $1 million for the rabbi and $1 million for the priest. The rabbi has just taken $25,000. We're going to see if the priest can take the $1 million. But before we do, the rabbi has one last piece of business.
I'm Rick Brody, and I might be a rabbi, but I'm not smarter than a 5th grader.
Don't go away. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader? In the classroom tonight, we have a rabbi, a priest, and a redneck. The rabbi, Rick Brody, was at the $300,000 question, missed it, and dropped down to $25,000. Now we're going to try to give away $1 million to a priest. Guys, you ready to meet your new classmate? He is a 57-year-old Episcopal priest who graduated from Lane and Jackson Elementary School in Fresno, California. Please welcome the Reverend Rick Miles. Reverend Rick, how are you?
Good, thanks.
Good to see you. Welcome to the show.
Thanks.
There's the Reverend Rick Miles as a 5th grader. Now, Reverend Rick, you might look familiar to some fans of this show. And kids, you weren't here, but last season, your daughter, Meghan, was a contestant on the show. And she's actually here in the audience. Meghan, how are you? Now, Reverend Rick, got a little slideshow in the classroom. Now, Meghan started out strong. You guys were cheering her on. There's the Reverend Rick in the audience. And then Meghan got to the $1 million question. The question was, what American pilot was the first person to exceed the speed of sound in an airplane? You and your wife prayed. But Meghan answered Howard Hughes, and that was wrong. When I asked you in the audience what was the right answer, what did you say?
Chuck Yeager.
Chuck Yeager. That's exactly right. Now, Meghan, maybe tonight Dad can walk out of here with the $1 million. Now, I know you know how this works. Oh, do you know how this works?
Yeah.
There are 10 subjects on the board. First grade through the 5th grade. Reverend Rick, you get all these right, we give you one more question. How much is it worth?
$1 million.
$1 million, that's exactly right. Now, as you know, in this classroom, you have people to help you. We have these 5 5th graders. Pick one of them and let's get started.
Jenna.
Jenna, come on up here. Now, I know you have enjoyed being in the classroom this year. Did you happen to see the episode where his daughter went for the $1 million question?
Yes, I did. It was crazy.
It was crazy. It was a lot of prayers in the room that night. Did you know the answer to it?
Yeah, Chuck Yeager.
Chuck Yeager. So easy to say now, isn't it? You ready?
Yeah.
Let's find out. Is the Reverend Rick Miles smarter than a 5th grader? All right. If you had to help the Reverend with a couple of answers, what would they be?
English, astronomy, or world geography.
English, astronomy, or world geography? 2 1st grades and a 2nd grade.
Let's go 1st grade English.
1st grade English, all right. Let's start at the bottom and work our way up. All right, Reverend, the 1st grade English question worth $1,000 is this. The plural form of the word girl is girls. What is the plural form of the word woman? The plural form of the word girl is girls. What is the plural form of the word woman? Jenna has locked in her answer.
Okay. Well, the plural form of the word girl is girls. What is the plural form of the word woman? It is women. And I'm going to lock that in.
The plural form of the word girl is girls. What is the plural form of the word woman? The answer is women. You are exactly right. Woman is an irregular noun. Women is the plural form. Deep cleansing breaths.
Okay.
You got 1,000. Let's double that right now. Pick another subject.
Well, Jenna.
World geography or astronomy.
Jenna said she's good at astronomy.
Sure.
So let's do 1st grade astronomy.
1st grade astronomy. Thinking you may have a little help with this one from the one that created the heavens. Our 1st grade astronomy question worth $2,000 is this. True or false? Bryce weighs more on the Earth than he does on the moon. True or false? Bryce weighs more on the Earth than he does on the moon. Jenna has locked in her answer. Reverend Rick, true or false is a good thing. 50-50 shot.
Bryce weighs more on the Earth than he does on the moon. Definitely, Bryce, you would weigh more on the Earth than on the moon. So the answer is true.
Now, why do you think that is?
Well, because the gravity on the moon is significantly less than what it is on the Earth.
It's one possibility. The other one is they don't have fast food restaurants on the moon.
Oh, that's true.
True or false? Bryce weighs more on the Earth than he does on the moon. The answer is absolutely true. You got $2,000. She had you covered had you been wrong anyway. Good job, Jenny.
Thanks, Jenny.
All right, you have 4 classmates that haven't been up here yet. Pick another one, Reverend.
Well, let me take Bryce.
Bryce, come on up here, Bryce. Bryce, welcome to the podium. And everybody, we're going to be playing for $5,000 next time on Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? Tonight. All right, kids, you ready to meet your new classmate? He is a Nobel Prize-winning scientist who helped prove the Big Bang Theory. He attended Palmer Elementary in Palmer, Alaska. Please welcome George Fitzgerald Smoot III. Welcome to the show.
Nice to meet you, Jeff.
So what should I guess I should call you Professor, huh?
Yeah, or George.
Let's go with George. I like this. And George, I guess this is you as a small child in Palmer, Alaska, huh?
This is about 3 years old.
Oh.
That's me at 16.
Yeah.
There I look smart, right?
Starting to look like a scientist there. And, well, I imagine in high school you were in science fairs and things like that?
I came in second in the science fair.
No, you came in, the guy that wins the Nobel Prize came in second?
I got better as time went on, right?
So how does a guy go about proving the Big Bang Theory?
We figured out over the years a way to make a picture of the embryo universe. So it's the very beginning of the universe, but it's got the blueprint for what's going to happen later all laid there.
So you found the infant universe. I can't even find my car keys half the time. Out of curiosity, do you happen to carry around the Nobel Prize?
Yes, I do.
You do, really?
You want to see it?
Oh,
I was gonna bring it for
trust me,
luck.
I've never seen one. Oh, wow. Looks like a giant penny, kind of. That's awesome. That's very cool, and probably the only chance I will ever have to see a Nobel Prize. This is very exciting. Well, welcome to our classroom.
Thank you.
I know you've probably spent a lot of time in classrooms. Let me tell you how this one works. On the board, you're going to see 10 subjects. You answer all these questions correctly, we're going to give you one more subject, and it will be worth $1 million. How about that, George? Here's the cool thing about this classroom. We're going to let you cheat, and you can do it off of these 5 fifth graders. Let me introduce them real quick. Jonathan is here. Jenna. Olivia. Bryce. And Francesca. All right, Professor, choose one of them. Let's get started.
Let's start with Jenna.
Jenna, come on up here.
She was first.
Yeah.
What are you an expert in?
Probably second grade spelling and first grade music.
I love it. The Nobel Prize winner is asking the 5th grader what she's good at. I love that.
Well, I need help in spelling, so.
So do I. Let's find out, ladies and gentlemen, if George Fitzgerald Smoot III is smarter than a 5th grader. All right, George, pick a subject.
Okay, let's start with first grade earth science.
First grade earth science. George, I'm not a gambling man. I'm going to bet on you on this one. All right. For $1,000, here is the first grade earth science question. In the northern hemisphere, the month of April is in which of the 4 seasons? In the northern hemisphere, the month of April is in which of the 4 seasons? Your classmate Jenna has locked in her answer. It's got to figure you know a little bit about hemispheres, right?
Right. I know the northern hemisphere. The month of April is in which of the 4 seasons? Well, it's spring. It's where the equinox is.
You want to lock that in?
I'm gonna lock that in.
We're off to a good start, Professor. You got $1,000.
I want to know how Jenna did.
She had spring as well. She could have bailed you out. She had spring as well.
I thought she did.
All right, you got $1,000. Let's go ahead and double it. You got 9 subjects remaining.
No. Second grade spelling.
Second grade spelling. You like spelling, right? All right. The second grade spelling question worth $2,000 is, Which is the correct spelling of the word that means a person who runs a school? P-R-I-N-C-I-P-A-L, P-R-I-N-C-I-P-L-E, or P-R-I-N-C-E-P-A-L. Your classmate Jenna has locked in her answer. What is the correct spelling of the word that means a person who runs a school?
Well, I figured spelling was my worst subject and I would need Jenna's help, but my mother was a principal, and so I know the answer is A.
All right, let's take a look at the board. Let's see what Jenna said. A, principal. You're both right. You got $2,000. Good job, Jenna. Off to a good start. All right, Professor, choose another classmate.
Jonathan.
Jonathan, come on over here.
What's your specialty?
My specialty is math or any kind of science.
Well, that makes two of you.
I think second grade science.
Second grade animal science. All right, Professor, listen carefully. Question is worth $5,000. The second grade animal science question is this. True or false? The porcupine is a type of rodent. True or false? The porcupine is a type of rodent. Your classmate Jonathan has locked in his answer. Now, you said your mom was a principal. Did you ever get sent to the principal's office?
Yes, I did.
Did you really? Because that would be kind of weird, I think.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
You know, to be a good scientist, you got to skirt the boundaries of.
You know what? To be a good comedian, you have to go to the principal's office a few times, too.
Right. All right, I'm thinking hard on this question. I'd like to cheat.
You'd like to cheat.
Yes, I'd like to see.
The Nobel Prize-winning scientist wants to cheat. I love it.
I'd like to look at Jonathan's.
You'd like to peek at his paper?
Yep.
All right. True or false? The porcupine is a type of rodent. Your 10-year-old classmate Jonathan said, true. How's that ring?
I don't know. I thought it was a marsupial. And so I would go for false, and then he can save me.
He's 10, you won a Nobel Prize.
Yes. Well, I'm betting the odds here.
Right, I like that.
Okay, so I'm going for false.
Jonathan, for the rest of your life, you are going to be able to tell everybody you meet that you answered a question correctly that a Nobel Prize winner did not. You are right. Professor, you got $5,000.
Thank you.
A porcupine is a rodent. Only problem with that, it cost you two cheats. Cost you your peek and your save.
Oh,
We're
that's
about
bad.
to play for $10,000.
All right, I guess we take Jonathan seriously. Fourth grade math.
Fourth grade math. You like math? Woo! All right, Professor. The fourth grade math question worth $10,000 is this. How many degrees are there in each angle of an equilateral triangle? How many degrees are there in each angle of an equilateral triangle your classmate has locked in?
Okay, so you want to know how many angles there are in an equilateral triangle, which has 3 equal sides. The answer is 60 degrees.
You sound pretty sure.
I'm sure.
You're right. You got $10,000. Your buddy had you covered, too.
All right, but I had no faith.
Good job, Jonathan.
Thank you, Jonathan.
All right, Professor, we are down to 6 subjects. You have 3 classmates remaining. Pick one.
Olivia.
Now, I got to ask you a question. It says on the card you grew up in Alaska and Florida.
You left out Alabama, too.
Alabama, too?
Yeah.
You know what? The places that we've mentioned, and I say this with all honor, sport one or two rednecks.
Yeah, one or two.
Are you telling me that a Nobel Prize winner might come from a redneck family?
Quite a lot.
Really?
Quite true.
Oh, that gives me hope. Like, how would you know somebody in your family would be a redneck?
Many ways. You can tell you're a redneck when a family member has lost an extremity in a fireworks incident.
I love it. I gotta write that down. You and I might be related. Oh, that's beautiful. All right, 6 subjects remain.
All right, we got to ask Olivia, what's her specialty?
What do you think, Olivia?
4th grade U.S. history or 3rd grade world geography.
She picked world geography or history?
Let's take world geography.
World geography, 3rd grade world geography. We want to get this one. You get this one right, you're leaving here with no less than $25,000, okay?
All right. Come on, Olivia.
The 3rd grade world geography question worth $25,000 is coming up when we come back. Welcome back to Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader? Our contestant is none other than Nobel Prize winning scientist George Smoot III. He's got $10,000. We're about to play for $25,000. You selected 3rd grade world geography. The 3rd grade world geography question is this. Scandinavia is located on what continent? Scandinavia is located on what continent? Your classmate, Olivia, has locked in her answer.
So this is an advantage to winning the Nobel Prize, because you get to go to Scandinavia. So you know it's in Europe. You agreed?
I'm going to take your word for it because I've never been invited to the Nobel Prize ceremony. You're absolutely right, Professor. You got $25,000. You're halfway there, George. We're halfway there. Yeah, you can take a nice trip with $25,000. Do you like to travel?
Yeah, I like to travel.
Now, when you won the Nobel Prize, is there money that goes with that?
Yeah, I donated that to charity.
All of it?
For scholarships and fellowships and general purposes.
You are a real hero.
I'm hoping one of these guys gets one of them. Right?
Did you hear what he said? He hopes one of you guys get one of those scholarships. I think that would be awesome. Though today, we're trying to put a little money in the professor's pocket, right?
That's right.
Yeah, I like that. All right, Professor, we have 5 subjects remaining. What do you think?
Music or U.S. history?
Okay, it's 4th grade history.
4th grade history, all right. It's a classroom club question. This was sent in by an actual 4th grader. Listen carefully before you hit the buzzer. There are 2 U.S. presidents buried in Arlington National Cemetery. William Taft is one of them. Who's the other? There are 2 U.S. presidents buried in Arlington National Cemetery. William Taft is one of them. Who's the other? Olivia has locked in her answer. Have you ever been to Arlington National Cemetery?
I have been to Arlington National Cemetery.
I was just there. I chaperoned the 7th grade class on their trip to Washington, so I was there not long ago.
It's the Curtis Lee Mansion there. And I believe that John F. Kennedy is also buried there. So I lock in my answer.
You know, Kennedy had a vice president named Johnson. Johnson drove a Lincoln. You know what? I'm not going to mess with you. You're absolutely right. You got $50,000, George. 2 U.S. presidents were buried in Arlington Cemetery. William Taft is one. John F. Kennedy is the other. She had the right answer, too.
All right. Thank you.
We are down to 4 subjects. We have 2 classmates remaining.
I'm going to go for Bryce.
Bryce, come on up here.
All right.
All right, now he said, as smart as he is, with all he's accomplished, he's been to the principal's office. Have you ever been to the principal's office?
Yeah, once in first grade.
I'm
I'm a naughty little boy.
What did you get sent to the principal's office for?
Do I really have to tell?
Yeah, you really have to tell.
There's this boy. He called me small, and I punched him. It was in first grade. It was the first grade. I didn't know what to do.
Right.
I didn't go all gangster on him. Just kidding.
You didn't go
But,
gangster on him.
So I just punched him and went to the principal's office.
I don't imagine you've ever gone gangster on anybody, have you?
And I am never going to do that thing.
No,
one
see,
more
you learned
time.
your lesson.
I've learned my lesson.
All right, Bryce, 4 subjects on the board. If you had to help the professor with 2 of them, what would you pick?
Health and music.
Health and music, the 3rd grade and the 1st grade question.
Okay, let's start with first grade music.
1st grade music, all right. You've done great so far, but I want you to listen carefully and think before you hit the buzzer, because on the last question, if you'd missed it, you weren't really given any money back. You missed this one, and you drop down to $25,000. You have $50,000 right now. You get it right, you have $100,000, okay? Here is the $100,000 question. True or false, a conga is a type of musical instrument in the percussion family? True or false, a conga is a type of musical instrument in the percussion family? Classmate Bryce has locked in his answer. You ever been to a percussion family reunion? Oh, loud.
All right, so I know there's a conga line in dancing, but I
You
also...
don't seem the type, Professor.
Yeah, only when I have to. However, I think there are conga drums, and so I'm going that it is an instrument because I don't want to use my last cheat until I have to.
The question, true or false, a conga is a type of musical instrument in the percussion family. You didn't want to use your cheat. You wanted to answer yourself. You said true. You're right, you got $100,000! There's a conga! I figured you'd get that right because the Big Bang Theory sounds like it has to do with the percussion family. We are going to be playing for $175,000 right after this.
He's well on his way to $1 million, and he will get there. But what happens when he gets to the top of our money ladder?
$1 million question is...
Will shock you.
Welcome back to Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? Our contestant, Professor George Smoot III, has got $100,000. Now, you said you wanted to travel. Anything else you want to do? $100,000 is a lot of money.
Well, I need a little bit more. I want to buy an auto lube center in Vegas.
An auto lube center in Vegas.
With $1 million, that's a good down payment. You know, when I was a kid, I was so skinny that I could slide under the car without putting on jacks. So one of my jobs was to lube the car. You know, the back days when you had grease nipples and on all the joints and stuff.
So the guy that proved the Big Bang Theory wants to own a lube shop in Las Vegas. There's not even a might be a redneck. You are a redneck if that's what you're going to do with $1 million.
I got the expertise. Vegas is cool.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of tax benefits.
Yeah, Vegas, and people always need to get their oil changed in a lube job.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sure you'll do a bang-up job with it. So, 3 subjects remain. 2 fifth grade, 1 third grade.
Third grade health.
Third grade health. You like that, Bryce? Love it. All right. Third grade health. And Professor, listen carefully because you can drop out of school if you don't like the question with $100,000, all right?
All right.
The third grade health question, worth $175,000, is this. In the human body, the optic nerve sends signals from the eye to what other organ? In the human body, The optic nerve sends signals from the eye to what other organ? Classmate Bryce has locked in his answer.
Okay, your eyes are up here. The optic nerves come out of the back of your eye, and they go to the closest place, which is your brain for most people. By locking the brain.
All right, is it just me, or when he said the closest place to the brain for most people, was he looking at me when he said that? The question, in the human body, the optic nerve sends signals from the eye to what other organ? Francesca, what'd you say?
I wrote brain.
Jonathan,
I got brain.
you got brain. What'd you say, Jenna?
I said the old noggin.
The noggin. What do you think, Olivia?
I said brain.
The brain.
Brain.
It's a clean sweep. You're absolutely right. You got $175,000. There it is. The optic nerve and the brain. You got a pretty good one, George. You are down to your very last classmate. Francesca, come on up here.
All right, help me through here.
I have a feeling that I know which of the two subjects you like the most.
We're going to go to Francesca and see what she thinks.
Now, out of the two, what do you think?
I like vocabulary.
You like vocabulary, and he helped solve the Big Bang Theory. Do you know what the Big Bang Theory is?
No.
This has to do with how the universe came into being.
Seriously?
Yeah, it's like how the universe came into existence.
You must be really smart.
My students say it's that I'm so old, it's not so much that I discovered it, but that I remembered it.
Yeah, you were there when it happened. All right, 5th grade vocabulary, 5th grade astronomy.
Which one? Do you know how embarrassing it'll be if I don't get the astronomy question right? All right, I'll do astronomy first.
5th grade astronomy. All right, I want to see you not only take your trip to Bali, I want to see you get your lube shop in Las Vegas. But I want to see you be smart. You've proven in the past that you can do that. If you get this one right, you're going to get $300,000. But you miss it, you're going to drop down to $25,000, okay? So the question worth $300,000 is coming up right after this. Welcome back to Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader? It is a very fun night in the classroom. Our contestant, Professor George Smoot III, who won the Nobel Prize, is about to play for $300,000. Now, you said earlier that if you won the $1 million, you would travel a little bit, but you would also open up a lube shop in Las Vegas.
It's a moneymaker and fun.
And fun. You really know how to party, George.
It's in Vegas.
I personally would love nothing more than to have the guy that gave away all the money he won for winning the Nobel Prize actually walk out of here with $1 million today. That's what I want to see. The subject is 5th grade astronomy. You ready?
I'm ready.
The question worth $300,000 is this. What country was the first to put a human in space? What country was the first to put a human in space? Your classmate Francesca has locked in her answer. Don't hit too quickly, because here recently we have had a lot of people get to the top of the ladder and drop back down to $25,000. I just want to.
I know, isn't that a lot of fun?
It's not a lot of fun, no.
It's like being in free fall.
Yeah. Except the free fall doesn't really hurt. It's that part where you hit the ground that hurts. What are you thinking, Professor?
I'm thinking it was the Soviet Union, now broken up to Russia, and it was Yuri Gagarin.
Remember how you said it was going to be very embarrassing if you missed an astronomy question?
I know.
You didn't miss it. You're absolutely right. You got $300,000. $300,000. Just for giggles. No money on it. Do you remember when it was?
In the 50s, late 50s.
No.
63?
No.
I give up. When was it?
April 12th, 1961.
Ah, okay. So I
See?
got the right decade.
You got the right decade on your third guess. So, and I knew the answer
Yeah.
because it's written on this card.
You know, I can still mess up here. Luckily.
I don't want to see
luckily
you
I have
mess
Francesca.
up. I would love tonight to be the night. But I don't want to see you give back money. Let's review where we are. Right now, in your pocket, you have $300,000. The last question on the board, the fifth grade vocabulary question, is worth $500,000. You get it right, we're on to the $1 million question. You miss it, we drop down to $25,000, okay? You have one cheat remaining, which is a copy, which means you have to take the answer your classmate has written if you choose to go that way.
Right. I'm counting on Francesca.
And you can see the question and still drop out of school. So
All
here we
right.
go. Here is the $500,000 question. What two-word phrase derived from Italian is a musical term meaning to sing without accompaniment? What two-word phrase derived from Italian is a musical term meaning to sing without accompaniment? Your classmate has locked in her answer. Do you sing much?
Not so much.
Not so much.
And not without accompaniment. You know, that'll drown me out. I kind of know the answer, but if I cheat, I must take.
If you take your copy, you must take the answer your classmate has written down. Or you could drop out of school with $300,000, which is a pretty good day's work.
I think it'd be fun to cheat and to copy. Have you got this?
I didn't see that coming. You need to be in Las
I trust
Vegas.
my classmates.
I really did not see that coming. And doing this week after week, I think I know by this point of the game which way somebody's going to go.
She didn't look like a gambler.
You said you had an idea. What was your idea?
Acapella.
Acapella. Let's see what the class said. Bryce said musical. Jonathan said monologue. Jenna said vugomotti, which means I have no idea in Italian. And Olivia said monosing. Does that make you feel better?
No. Not at all. But that's why I said Francesca to last.
Here's the deal. They all got it wrong.
Yeah, I recognize that.
This is the same class that she sits in every week. Acapella, if you had said it yourself, is the right answer, but you didn't. You chose to go with her answer. The only way you can stay in the game is if your classmate Francesca said acapella. For $500,000, Francesca's answer is coming up right after this.
What are you doing to me?
Welcome back to Are You Smarter Our contestant, George Smoot III, the Nobel Prize winner, is playing for $500,000. Before the break, you were asked this 5th grade vocabulary question. What two-word phrase derived from Italian is a musical term meaning to sing without accompaniment? You decided to use your last cheat and copy Francesca's paper even though you had the correct answer, which is a cappella. So, the only way you can stay in the game is if this 9-year-old said a cappella. How you feeling, Professor?
Well, I'm nervous. I'm preparing for free fall.
See, this is why you shouldn't gamble and you want to go to Las Vegas. Professor, take a look at the board. Francesca said, a cappella. That's the answer.
I knew I could count on you.
I am proud of you. Good job. Woo!
Thank you, classmates.
Professor, we are halfway to the lube shop. You have $500,000. I don't want to come visit. I want a free lube on my truck the rest of my life.
We'll work something out.
Yeah. Work something out. You know that's going to be a discount. It's not going to be free. All right. Your heart's got to be pounding right now.
A little bit.
You almost just lost $500,000.
Of course, yeah.
George Smoot III. I love that name. That's just the coolest
My
name.
cousins all call me George III if you
George
want.
III.
If you want to, you know, just.
I don't know, it sounds smarter the other way. George Smoot III. We are at the $1 million question. This doesn't happen often in this classroom, but we are about to see the subject for the $1 million question. And let me tell you how it's different from the other questions. First of all, none of your classmates who have served you well today
They did great.
can help
Thank
you out.
guys.
Just you, Professor. I'm going to show you the subject, at which point you can choose whether you want to see the question or not. But once you elect to see the question, you have to answer. Answer correctly, and you walk out of here with $1 million and a lube shop. Answer incorrectly, you're going to give back $475,000, okay?
That's not so cool.
Not so cool. You ready to see the subject?
Yes, I am.
Do not hit the button too quickly. All right. Is there any subject that if it was up there, you know without a doubt you wouldn't go for it?
Clearly vocabulary.
Vocabulary. Like I said, you and I could hang together. All right. The subject of the $1 million question is this. U.S. geography.
Well, I know a lot about geography.
Right now you have $500,000.
And I have $500,000.
You can walk out of here right now with $500,000.
Yeah.
You get it wrong, you're going to drop down to $25,000. It's just a question of, do you want to risk the $500,000 or not? What are you thinking? I mean, how strong do you feel in U.S. geography?
I feel pretty good. I think I could probably get it. I'm trying to decide what the risk is about going forward. Because some of my friends said, if you ever get this far, stop.
Well, some of those friends must have been watching this show, George, because we have only had a handful of people make it to this point. George, take a look at the board. You can figure the odds out yourself, gambling man. Only 14 contestants have made it this far. 10 of them dropped out and went home with $500,000. 4 of them solved the $1 million question. 3 of those were wrong and lost $475,000. Only one person has made it to the $1 million. So figure the odds out yourself, Mr. Nobel Prize winner. What are you going to do, George Smoot III?
Classmates, what do you think? Go for it?
I love the fact that you're asking people who get $10 a week in allowance what they would do, and all of them are going, go for it, yeah. I have a feeling which way this is going to go. Let me ask the crowd, what do you think he ought to do? Well, of course.
I want everybody to put in money.
So what are you thinking, George?
The lucky medal.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do, George Smoot III?
All right, I'll go for it.
You want to lock that in?
Not really.
George Smoot is playing for $1 million when we come back. Holy cow, George. Welcome back. We are playing for $1 million. It is a wild night in the classroom. We have Nobel Prize winning scientist George Smoot III. He has $500,000 in his pocket. We are about to see the $1 million question. All right, Professor. The subject of the $1 million question is U.S. geography. The $1 million question is, what U.S. state is home to Acadia National Park? What U.S. state is home to Acadia National Park?
I'm thinking it's on one of the coasts, and so it's either got to be Maine or California. Let me think. Yeah, why am I thinking about California? Maine sort of feels better, but no, California keeps sticking in my mind. Acadia National Park. I'm gonna go with Maine.
How did you come to Maine? Tell me what you were thinking.
Been everywhere, done everything.
Been everywhere, done everything? Like
Not quite, but I know I visited places like that. And I just got to remember where it was. It's a memory search, you know.
Professor, for $1 million, the question was, what U.S. state is home to Acadia National Park? You said Maine. Oh, man, I hate this part. You made history one time with the Big Bang Theory, but tonight, you made it again! You got $1 million! thinking is, the next time I go to Las Vegas, I'm going to the Big Bang Lube shop. That is so cool. You were only the second person and the first man that ever gets to say this. There's the camera.
I am George Smoot, and I am smarter than a fifth grader.
We'll see you next time. Goodbye, everybody.